On this episode of Gambler Spec, the ghost-powered Little Tikes race car bed is back. If you haven't seen the build video, go check that out first by clicking the link up in this corner. At the end of the video, I said, comment down below on what you want to see happen to the race car bed. If this video gets 10,000 likes, we'll make a follow-up video using some of those suggestions. As user Fresh Top End commented, 10,000 likes when you got 12,000 subs is ambitious, but I like. 10,000 likes was definitely ambitious, but you guys did it. Since the video was released, I've gotten a massive amount of suggestions. So it's time to give the people what they want. Let's get started. So after sifting through all the comments, I had to come up with some sort of an order of operation to everything. I can't add lights until I have power. I can't get the custom exhaust done until I know exactly where the engine's gonna live. So the comment that I decided to do first was from user I Like Turtles 1032. He says, get a real clutch, that one is trash. Thank you for the comment, Mr. I Like Turtles. I couldn't agree with you more. The clutch that's installed in it now is the sort by cheapest, buy now, $25 clutch off of Amazon. So after doing some research, I went onto the BMI Cards website and I picked up this bully clutch for $350, and we're gonna see if it's worth the money. Of course, that means we've got to take the race car bed out with the current setup and do some speed runs. There is no chance that I'm taking this thing out to test the top speed in my neighborhood. My neighbors tolerate me at the moment and I'd like to keep it that way. So I took it outside of town to a very quiet road that had a 55-mile-per-hour speed limit. Check it out. So if we look at the data from my best run, the race car bed had a top speed of 43 miles an hour. It took 2.3 seconds to get to 10 miles an hour, 5.1 seconds to get to 20, 8.5 seconds to get to 30, and 14.6 seconds to get to 40. Outside the numbers, when you drive it, there's a major lag until you get into the power band. It doesn't really feel fast until you get to like 20 miles an hour. This bully clutch has a 3,600 RPM engagement, and it's made for much higher revs than the $25 Amazon one. So let's pull this old one off, get the new one installed. All right, so we got the clutch all installed. I did have to switch over to 35 chain in order to use a racing clutch, which meant I also needed to change out the rear sprocket. So I tried to keep the size of the sprocket similar to what it was before, at least for now. This clutch is bigger than the other clutch was. It was wider, so it's gonna push into the seat. So I got my heat gun out, made some changes on the seat, tried to squish that in a little bit on the one side so I have some room. While I'm at it, I figured let's go ahead and knock out another suggestion. We've got a comment from El Big Otis de la Tienda. He says, ugh, That chain so close to you seems like a disaster waiting to happen. Watch out for loose clothes. So we are gonna make about the most basic clutch cover you can make using this piece of aluminum. It's off a RACECAR scooter and just a couple basic tools. All right, clutch cover is done. You can see, worked out perfectly. That's plenty strong, looks good, plenty of clearance. The seat has a little bit of clearance there. That should work out just fine. So I'm gonna clean everything up and then we'll take this thing out on a test drive. So I would say that that was a pretty successful test drive. Everything seemed to work just fine, didn't have any major issues. The seat is definitely less comfortable than it was before, that's for sure. I tried to keep the speed under 25-ish miles an hour so I didn't make my neighbors too mad. I do think it's faster. How much faster? We'll see. But the only issue I really noticed was pulling into the driveway. The body that I glued down originally has a lot of play in it now. The glue just does not stick to this plastic. So let's go back to the comments again. User Jeff Shabbat said, cool build, but glue the body? Why not use posts and pins? Good comment, Jeff. So I'm assuming by posts and pins, you mean like the hood pin style where you have a post that comes up from the body, and then you close the hood, and then you have a pin that keeps the hood from opening back up. Well, I did think about that when I was initially putting the body on. The problem is I just don't think it would look very good. I do think it would probably work, and as I reread your comment, Jeff, I actually thought of something else. So these are some retaining clips or push pins that I have from my Honda four-wheelers. Honda uses these to connect the plastic onto the frame of the four-wheeler. Actually, in German, they're called Keeps'em So I think they're gonna be perfect for what we're doing here. They're real easy to install. Just drill a hole, then you just press them in, press the clip in, and that locks them down, keeps them from coming out. They're gonna be very subtle, they're not gonna stand out, and I think they're gonna hold it just fine. So let's drill some holes. We'll see if we can get this body to be a little less floppy. I gotta say, I am happy with that. That was actually pretty easy. Didn't take me very long, and it was almost free. So I think that's gonna work out just fine. That pretty much wraps up all the stuff we're gonna do before we go testing. I think it's time to go ahead and get this thing loaded on the trailer. Let's take it back out to the same spot. Let's do another speed run, and let's see if this $350 bully clutch was worth it, or if I paid too much.
So, I don't know if you guys can subscribe, but if you can, do it. Just do it.
So I don't know about you, but the lower top speed thing really threw me off. If anything, I expected the top speed to be a little bit higher since this sprocket is slightly smaller than the old one. I was really confused when it started cutting out right as I was getting to 40. I don't know if that was a low fuel thing or some type of rev limiter. It's just odd to me because that never happened with the other clutch, even though I ran both of them flat out. But let's look at the rest of the numbers. So the bully clutch is on the left and the Amazon is on the right. Now obviously right there at the top, you can see the top speed with the bully clutch was 41 versus the Amazon at 43. When you look at the time it took to hit each speed point though, the bully clutch was faster to 10, 20, and 30 miles per hour, but the Amazon ran it down once it hit about 38 miles an hour. You can see the curve of the bully clutch is also much steeper. There's a slight blip in the curve there that you can hear in the video where the motor coughed for just a second, but this still ended up being the fastest run of the day. If we look at how that translates to distances, you can see that the Bully Clutch beats the Amazon at every distance up to the 8th mile. Now, I don't have data for the quarter mile since I didn't drive a full quarter mile on that run, but I'm assuming based on the fact that the Amazon Clutch was 2 miles an hour faster through the 8th, that it would end up being faster to the quarter mile. So aside from the numbers, the kart definitely feels faster. This Bully Clutch is definitely made for a circuit style kart race, and you can tell it definitely has much better acceleration than the Amazon one, and I would also assume, based on the build quality, that this one's gonna have a lot better longevity as well. Now that being said, the things I don't love about the Bully Clutch would probably be the neighborhood drivability of the 3600 RPM engagement. It really made it sound like I was trying to peel out anytime I was just trying to move the kart around. I also kind of wish it had a higher top speed. I know that part of that has to do with the sprocket, but in my opinion, if it's gonna be a fast kart, it's gotta be able to do over 40 miles an hour. So, is it worth the $350 or did I pay too much? Personally, I think I would rather save the money and use it on something else. My opinion might be different if I was using it for some type of a track race or something along those lines. But for what I do, I'd rather have the Amazon Clutch and $325 in my pocket. I'd like to thank all of you who commented on the last video and helped inspire the changes that we made to the race car bed. Be sure to like and comment on what you want to see happen to the race car bed in the future, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. That's gonna do it for this episode. Appreciate you watching.